Shalom. I want to give all the glory and the praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. That belongs to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole full elect. Try to remember of the Israelites and Israelite foreigners that don't look like they Israelites. Ooh, shocking. But they are Israelites. Shalom. All right, now this is title. Lesson gonna be a quick. Let's take a look. And the reason why I want to title Let's Take a Look, because Lord's willing, I start doing more lessons. I'm doing lessons on basically stuff that I just been taking a look into through the spirit, you know. But the main point is though to do this though is just to gain more inspiration for me personally and others to do more into these scriptures, like look into these scriptures more, basically to find out more about our history, to get more visual, have more visual of what we basically have a visual of our history too. You know, just y'all should get where I'm coming from with this. Inspiration to learn more from the Lord. All right, but he wanted me to look into Isaiah 10. I was looking into the whole chapter a little bit, but the main point I want to talk about is 31 and maybe 32 also. Wherever the Spirit take me. But I'm gonna read them first too. Isaiah 10 and 31. Madmenah, if I said that correctly, is removed. The inhabitants of Gibeon gathered themselves to flee. Verse 32. As yet shall he remain at Nob, that day he shall shake his hand against the mount of the daughter of Zion, the hills of Jerusalem. All right, now, this whole chapter is basically going to what happened last time, what happened back then, but also future prophecies too, if you have to ask to see. But that's not the point of what I'm getting into. What I'm getting into is basically what I was looking into was the names and land masses. Cause I want to make sure, like, the name, I want to make sure we talk about Pacific people, we talk about the places, and I just want to have more visual of what's going on, basically what I'm saying. So, right here in verse 31, when it says Madmenah, I just looked it up to see what that word meant, or, basically the meaning of it. And it said dunghill. Now, let's go ahead and look into it, though, right now. I look into it in other things, too. I got Bible dictionary and other web links and all that, too, I look in. But, look at it right here. As you see right here, it says dunghill, and one of Benjamin's villages north of Jerusalem. Okay. But one of the things I want to know, like, why did it call it dunghill? The first thing came to my mind was that there must have been a lot of bullshit going on top of that hill. So the Lord was like, man, it's going to be the shit hill. Because there's going to be a bunch of shit that goes on up there. And of course, it was some things that goes on within that area, within Benjamin land. But what you saying was this. I looked it up, it said dunghill. But went looked even deeper though, a little bit. So right here it says the name Madmenah. It derived from Hebrew root meaning dunghill or manure heap. I was like, hold on, manure heap. I know what manure is. What's a heap? I know it's a lot. Hold on, a lot of shit. So I was like, oh, there must have been a lot of shit going on in this hill or something. But as I kept reading, just Jake being simple minded, that's just how he made us. But it says, which may suggest a place of agricultural significance or a humble origin. It is mentioned in the context of the tribe of Benjamin in the Hebrew Bible. I'm like, oh, okay. Even let you know the tribe of Benjamin right there. So what is like, it gotta be more. When it said agriculture, so I was like, well, this talk about like the shit that they use to grow crops and all of that. So let me look up manure heap because I never really heard of the word. And as you see, oh yeah, this too. Right here where it says well, we ain't about to get to that. But that's a whole nother. Well, this is just more proof about why I was looking to some of these places. Basically what they saying, before I continue on with this manure heap right here, they saying this place was Galem. I was just looking into it, but this is modern day Galim. So if you want to take a look, that's why I named the title of this lesson. Let's take a look, because a lot of things I was just taking a look into just to make sure I get clarification for. But just for your own personal time, if you want, screenshot this, remember this right here, take a look and get confirmation this really is where Galim is located. Still in the land of Benjamin. This basically modern day Benjamin land is what they saying. But let's get back to what I was talking about. All right, right here. Manure heap. A manure heap is a pile of animal waste collected primarily for agricultural use. Oh yeah, so it is basically what we do, like for what we do in the modern times for like cow, dog shit. You know, because a lot of people use dog shit to grow stuff. Literally, I know. But it says serving as a natural fertilizer that enriches the soil with essential nutrients to enhance crops productivity. You know, this the traditional farming practice, whatever. But thing was like, okay, so the Lord ain't saying based in this precept, it says bad manner is removed. He ain't saying the bullshit is removed. He basically saying that agriculture, the way of living, them be able to fucking feed themselves good crops, is gone now. Your resources is destroyed. Basically, what he's saying. That's another reason why it says the inhabitants of Jabim, however you say it, gather themselves to flee. It makes sense now, because that's why it's like you need to go into these words and find out what they mean and what it's saying. Because a lot of people will say, Mad Mena is removed. That must be a city that's destroyed, whatever, blase. But nah, the Lord just saying, nah, your agriculture, your resources is destroyed now. So what you gonna do? Basically. I'm like, damn, that's deep. Without even being deep. All right, but that's just one thing I know, just take a look into. And the other thing is that I want to mention, I want to keep this short. I ain't trying to do too much. There's a lot of things I was looking into doing. But for real, I had this lesson put together 2 nights ago. But for some odd reason, I got distracted, I think, and I went to sleep the other night. But last night, I went smack. I don't even know how I even went to sleep last night. And brothers been saying, man, this has been Satan on y'all asses, man. Satan and demons has been fucking with us. Because we had the energy to do everything else. But soon when it comes to reading, I mean, we can have energy to do lives, take notes, this and that. But when it comes to reading and really deep diving, man, Satan be on your ass and he'll make you pass out. And literally, 2 nights straight, that shit didn't happen to me. This night, I'm like, nah, Lord's will don't let this happen. I gotta get this out. But I'm getting it out now. So the water y'all about to me out a shot. But the last part I wanted to give was in 32. Yeah, I said 32. I'm tripping. Remember all this in the land of Benjamin too. From 30, 31, 32. What was I doing? I'm tripping. Oh yeah, I passed it. Right. All right, right here. Nob, right? And it says a high place, a priestly city in the Benjamin with basically the place with Benjamin at, all right? Nob. And I'm looking into it a little bit more. It was saying high, as you see, it say high place. But also to this where King David ran to. Salaki. When he was getting some bread for the brothers and stuff. I forgot exactly where at. Well, let me see. It said, yeah, matter of fact, this is what it says in 1 Samuel chapter 21, I believe. Chapter 21. Double check to go make sure. All you gotta do type in, matter of fact, you just type in Nob right here. And it might pop up over there. 1 Samuel 21. But just go take a look for yourself. Don't just allow brothers and me to do it. We all gotta take time for yourself. So, brothers and sisters, yeah, look into the stuff yourselves too. But it's basically a place where King David fled to get some bread to feed him, feed his peoples, basically. Just summing it up. And what I noticed was when it said high place, and it's like, well, damn, King David went to the high place to feed himself, or to feed his peoples and stuff, the ones that was there with him. And I'm just like, damn, ain't we looking then? Then King David said, the Lord is the high tower. And ain't we going looking for the high place to get some food our damn selves? Didn't the Lord tell us to come to him to get bread and all that? Hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying through the spirit, But basically like how the name of this place is High Place, and David ran to the high place to get something to help him, to get saved, to get out. Like, you get what I'm saying. I'm lost of words right now, but it's like, damn. Little subliminal messages and stuff of what the Lord be saying and be giving it. It's like, it's simple but not simple. Even down to the place, like, the place knob is set up in a high place. You can see down there all of Jerusalem, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I can't even put it in words, man. It's just a beautiful thing to know, like, this information. This is our history, and really looking into it like, it gives you more confidence and faith into our Lord at the end of the day. He gave us this information, he gave us this history to know what we need to know. And he given us, and in the times that we're in now, it's best to understand as much as you can to get a visual of which we about to get into and how the Lord really carried things. And another reason why I grabbed this, because it's basically going to the prophecies too in this chapter, I noticed. And what's to come. And we're going to need a high place to run to. We're going to need to know a little bit of Hebrew to send up prayers and stuff like that. Because it might be a certain name that we see or something that we come across. It might look like it's saying something, but it might be saying totally different through the spirit. We just got to have the eyes to see or the knowledge to understand what's really being said. Like, for example, right here, what it said, Mad Minna. If I ain't never looked into it, I would have just thought it was just a bunch of bullshit and chaos going up there on top of that hill. Not understanding, it's just a hill full of shit for fertilizer for the soil and for the crops. But if I never looked into it, I would never know. So, just a little example, whatever. But that's basically it. Lord's Will, I got another video I could do. Well, Lord's Will, he put the spirit on me to do another lesson on. Let's take a look. And I can continue this on to help all of us get the inspiration to continue on looking to these things to find out. And this just a little scratch of the surface. I ain't really look deep into it. I'm just looking a little bit into it just to make sure I got a good visual and an understanding on what I'm reading and what's actually taking place. All right. That's it. Hopefully it was edifying. I'm going to give all the glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. That belongs to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to whole food let, which I remember of the Israelites and Israelite foreigners that don't look like the Israelites, but they are Israelites. One more thing too, though, just all for the new people. The apostles say the blue letter goes off at times, so always double check within this blue letter with the interlinear and other resources and other websites and stuff like that, web links, whatever the case may be, books or whatever, is to make sure it's clarification on this is truth. Sometimes it might not come across, so it's always good to come across. Not come across, but probably ask a question if you can, or just ask the Lord for somebody to do a video on the topic, or I don't know. You get what I'm saying through the spirit, but they do go off and change up information, so always keep your eyes out and ask. All right, so that's basically it. Shalom.